What is crack-a-lackin'? Anyway, guys, I had some audio issue there. Sorry about that. Yeah, guys, so just give me a 5 for 5 in there, and we'll go ahead and we'll just do the thing, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, guys, we've had that CME that I reported on yesterday. This is NOAA's update of that. We're going to take a deeper look at that because NOAA and NASA agree. This is NASA's model of the same. We've had some other eruptions here on the sun, and we're going to take a little bit deeper look at that also. Plus, guys, look, earthquakes are going to continue to increase as we keep getting solar energy. That's just the way that it works. So we'll take a look at, we really haven't had too much earthquakes today, but we'll take a look at that also. And then this, yeah, these are the Canadian wildfires. This is actually affecting me where I live here in the U.S. Now, I know there's some big time, I don't know what to say about, I don't usually get into the drama of things, so I'm not going to talk about that. But there is, our governments, and how everything works there. People say things, and our leaders start going at each other and pointing fingers, which may be what needs to be done. Don't know. But we'll take a little deeper look at this too. These are the current Canadian wildfires. And as you can see, they are stretching down. So anyway, we will take a deeper look at that. And we are still dealing with radiation storm. I'm not, again, guys, I'm telling you straight off the bat. Look, check that out. Just S1 is not going to do anything really to us. It's space weather news because it could get more intense. So, take that for what it's worth. We'll go deeper in that here in just a second. But yeah. So let me run my intro real quick. See you in about 10 seconds. Alrighty. Okay, first thing I want to do before we even get moving at all, I want to do something that I should do every video, and that is to say thank you to my mods. I oftentimes forget to do that, so please forgive me on that. I really, it's just something that I do forget to do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. My managing mods, you guys are just awesome. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Buckerfish. Good to see everybody coming in. Please share this out, guys. This probably won't be a very long one. Also, I'm going to schedule, when I get done doing this right now, I'm going to go ahead and schedule a members only for tomorrow. So you're going to see that posted. That's actually on the advice of Jeremy. He said, please, give somebody at least a day in advance. It's a good idea. It's a good thing to do, instead of just dropping the members only on you guys and expecting you guys to be there. So thank you, Jeremy, for that suggestion, because I'm gonna take your advice there. So anyway, if you guys want to be a member, please do. I'm not going to sit here and talk about that anymore. I'm just going to mention it and keep moving, okay? Just know that it is appreciated, and I hate even talking about it, because I hate even mentioning that stuff. Anybody that's been here for a minute knows it makes me uncomfortable to even talk about stuff like that. But any support you guys do, just know that it's always appreciated, and we're going to have fun tomorrow. So anyway, here we go. This is protons. That's what this is looking at, right? So if we get to a 1, that's an S1 solar radiation storm. It means pretty much nothing's happening, other than the fact that we're typically down here. So what happens is, and I didn't really explain this very well yesterday, and I should have. So I apologize for that. I'm going to go down here to this map right here and show you something here. This is the sunspots. These are the current sunspots, and they most definitely are not babies. Plus, this one here, this sunspot grouping here, it's pretty much in the Earth strike zone. So anything that this thing does right now is going to be coming at us, most likely. And it does look like it's becoming more and more unstable, and because the reds and blues are getting closer to each other, and when they start intermixing like that, it definitely It causes instability, and when you get those two to reconnect, what happens? Boom, boom, boom. Off they go, right? And that's when we get the flares, we get the CMEs, we get all of the above. So, yeah. Anyway, so I know I wish I could do more for you guys. I really do, and I just don't know what to say. I love all you guys, and it just is what it is, you know. Anyway, here we go. So, guys, when we're talking about, you know, a proton storm, we don't really have we do have to pay attention to the Earth strike zone, which is right here, right in front of us. But our connection to the sun is over here. Our interplanetary magnetic field line is over here. So if the sun does something right in front, yes, absolutely, this stuff is going to come at us, right? But not the plasma and stuff get ejected this way. The protons will latch onto our connection magnetically and siphon back to us by magnetics. And they get here in about 20 minutes. X-rays get here in about 8. Usually a proton storm takes about 20 minutes to start. Oh man, thank you, Awakening. I appreciate you. Hey, that's a deck of cards right there for you, brother. We'll get you a deck of cards sent out. Thank you for that. Awesome. Awesome, brother. All right, so yeah, and guys, please tell them thanks. So when we're connected over here, and then we do this. Oh, wrong one. Actually, I can stay here on this one and just go up one screen. There's that same CME, right? So here's Earth, right there. This is the sun. We're looking from the top down. And this is a side cut. And this is Earth's orbital line stretched out. So, yeah. So when they're hitting on all three, it's going to hit, right? At some level, unless this model is just completely missing. And yeah, it does sometimes. It's not 100% guarantee of anything. But this time I do think, especially with NOAA sharing the same opinion. It's the same model, but they enter different data at different parameters. So their models are, the forecasting ends up being different. So anyway, that's how we got that happening. But here's our connection to the sun. This dashed line right here. That's called our IMF line, Interplanetary Magnetic Field Line. Everything is connected to that. And I've explained this, and I almost explain it in almost every video, because I think it's important. I really do. I think it's important that everybody sees that. Now, if I'm going, like right here, check it out. Yeah, so if the protons go that way, see what's happening? Every interplanetary magnetic field line that it touches, look what happens to the field line itself. See that? See how it moves? That's telling you that, hey, something's hitting it. So, yeah. Even if we were over here, because it crossed that interplanetary magnetic field line, and that is the Europa Clipper satellite. That's what that is. Even that one, or Osiris is right here. They're getting hit with the protons too. It siphons back like that. Now, if it's Aaron, we've had CMEs go off the backside, completely go off the backside. And because it was larger than 180 degree coverage, like half of this, but it was actually more because it was such a large CME, we got a proton storm from it. I reported on one of those, I don't know, gosh, it's been probably a year ago when that happened. But that happens quite often, guys. It really, truly does. So, I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, so, what's a radiation storm going to do? Nothing, these low-level ones, but I want you guys to understand how that works, because it's important to understand the difference between a proton storm, a geomagnetic storm, all these things, and people get it wrong and I'm not talking about people that are listening to me right now. I'm talking about other people that report on this. To this day, I don't understand why people that run channels and have ran channels for years will say, hey, we're waiting on this flare to hit. You ain't waiting on a flare to hit. If there, you can't wait on a flare to hit. It's impossible. By the time we could even hope to see an image of a flare, that flare has hit, and it has probably hit 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. So there is no advance warning for flares other than looking at the sunspots themselves. Okay? Yes, there's probably some, like if it hits some satellites out there, but it's not going to give us enough time to there's no way any kind of agency could give us a warning on something like that. It just happens too quick. So I just want to make sure that y'all know that, okay? Now, again, the radiation S1 storm is not a big deal at all, other than it's space weather news. That's why you guys don't see me really playing it up unless we get to S2 or S3. Now, with the thumbnails, we kind of take a little bit of liberty with that. I mean, that's just what we have to do. All right? It's just what we have to do. There's no doubt about it. That way we get new, we got to draw somebody's eye to it. But in my thumbnails, if I say something on the thumbnail, I'm going to talk about it in my live stream. That's just how it works. Some people will put that stuff on there and not even mention it. It's crazy. But we're looking at a G2 storm on Sunday. Right there. Okay? Now, sorry, guys. Actually, my family has been, my wife started with the coughing thing. My son got it. Now I've got it. It's, you guys can probably hear it in my voice. It sucks. I'm just going to say it. Sorry. Hey, Callie, good to see you. I'm glad you're here, girl. Hope your husband's doing better. I really do. Guys, thank you for praying for him. I know she said thanks already, but I want to say thanks to everybody that took the time out of their day to do that. So, but why are we only getting a G2 storm for just like a 3-hour period? Well, because it's not a direct hit. A direct hit would be right here. Okay? So it's going to be, it's not really we're catching the side of the CME, but it's not like a side bleep. It's not like just a graze. We're getting hit with a good, decent part of it, which is why they're saying G2. Okay? So, yeah. Now, we're going to look at this one because we actually get to see, this is density and this is velocity down here. And Earth is the green line. What this model does, it shows us 2 days historic data. Then it tries to forecast out 5 days. Okay? So I will just run this for you guys and let you guys see it. So it leaves right there, right? And I reported on this yesterday. Now, I told you guys it was going really close to stereo A, right? That's why I think that this particular model might be having this direction off just a little bit. Because I seen a full halo over here on stereo A. And that would lend itself to actually being a little bit wider, okay? So, but it's not going to have really much effect on what's going to happen here. But you can tell, and people ask me, how come we get these little backwards looking C signatures? Well, when you got, there's other things between us and the sun. So you got magnetics, you got gravity, all that stuff, it doesn't just like it's not like a ghost and just passes right through other things. That's not how it works. You got everything else in the inner solar system affecting it. So when it gets here, you see how it's kind of like got this little backward C shape? All that means is that the center part of this is moving slower. That's what that means. So, when it just begs the question, what's causing it to, move slower? Well, we can't really give you a good answer on that other than, even when plasma leaves the sun, it's got to have escape velocity from the sun with magnetics. Magnetics is really pretty much the main driver, and then you do have the explosion itself, okay? But with like a coronal hole, like this right here, that's just a constant stream, just like our normal solar wind. But this is a hole in the atmosphere of the sun. That's what that is. So when we see things like that, yeah, it opens up to us, and that you don't get that like explosion part which is why it's a little bit harder for a coronal hole stream to put us into geomagnetic conditions, right? Storm conditions. And I say that because, you know, you don't get that just initial burst. And almost every time, you know, we get a storm here, especially as of late, you know what happens? I'm just going to push play on this real quick. Sorry. Actually, let's take a look at this one. This is the 131. It's the same model, guys, but it's a different angstrom of light. But when that opens up, the atmosphere of the sun opens up, it's just like a stream. It's not like it's blasting. There's nothing like an explosion or anything happening there. Okay? So, you know, take that for what it's worth. But we will, and we do get geomagnetic storms from that stuff. It's just how it works, guys. But it has to come into certain parameters, and I forgot to pull up the D region model. Or not the D region, but the Discover model. The BZ, and I'm gonna talk about this real quick. When we get to -6 on the BZ, and I'm not going to go into explanation on this, but if you guys want to come look at this, all the stuff I show you, there's links in my description box, by the way. So anyway, if this gets to -6, it opens us up to just letting all the solar weather just funnel in. Okay, so that's what I'll. There's really not much more to say there, guys. I mean, it's just how that works. And it's because of the magnetic positioning of our magnetic field. Remember that you have a magnetic field and you have a magnetic north, and you also have geographic north, which is the barber pole where Santa Claus lives, right? Hey, Gary, good to see you, bud. So yeah, I mean, so this is one of the first things I look at. It is in my opinion, when we're looking at data, it is the driver of whatever happens to us. Because we can take a pretty big hit, and if our BZ's way up here, like 10 or 15 to the north, we'll deflect it, and nothing ever gets through. So now we're not talking about like an X flare with a massive CME. That's going to make it through. It's not going to really matter what this BZ is. Some of it's going to go through on the bigger ones. But when we're talking about, not like a mid-range to lower level CMEs, which is typically what we get, obviously, the BZ is very important on how strong it actually happens to us. Okay? So let's get off this... yeah, let's just get off of that. That's, I don't like that. Little boring graphs. Okay, so, also, guys, we got this, the Alphid Capricornid fireballs. Anybody that's not dealing with smoke right now in your skies, and you got clear skies, get out there tonight. You guys are going to see some meteors. You see some shooting stars. That's what you're going to see. And we've had fireball increases, just like I talked about yesterday. See? And I can show you that by doing this. Let me go back to yesterday. Well, let's go to July 30th. Okay. And hit view. And we go down here. Well, this doesn't. Okay, that's July 30th. Okay, I see how he does it. All right. So if it does show 12 fireballs, it doesn't matter what day that's going to be there, because that's what we're seeing. Well, maybe let's check. I want to double check before I make that claim. Let's go ahead and August, because it's on August 1st now for yeah, UTC time. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So there was 12 on the 30th. This is July 31st. There were 21. So they did increase. If we go back to like the 29th, I think that's what I showed you guys yesterday. There was like 1 or 2, and that was it. So we are having an increase in fireball reports. So that just lends to, hey, we got 3 meteor showers coming in at once. So yeah. Now this is the detection, right? So when they discover a asteroid or near Earth object, which is NEO, You hear me say that sometimes. They put the year when they discovered it. And a lot of these are going to be a lot closer to current time, right? Because our technology's gotten better and we can look better. But remember, you know, the old line from the movie Armageddon, when they had the big asteroid coming, what did the guy say? He said, the president asked him, how come we can't see, you know, how did we miss this asteroid coming? He said, begging your pardon, Mr. President, it's a big ass sky. That's what he said in the movie. So that was Billy Bob Thornton said that. So, but it's true. That's a true statement. It's a big sky. So remember that. And I don't like to use those kinds of words here. You know, lie. This is not really how I talk. So if I offended anybody, I apologize. I was just repeating what the actual actor said. So, okay, and this is Dr. Tony Phillips, and yeah, he's showing you, this is cool. This is GOES 19. This satellite was down for, gosh, 4 or 5 days at least. It's the new one that they are now using as their official data collection. You know, the image that we see here isn't necessarily better. It's just more, it's newer. Okay. And, you know, it's very similar to what we're going to see when we look at the last GOES C3 and the last GOES C2. Okay. It's the same thing. It's a coronagraph, right? It's just, it's looking and the visuals are just a touch different. So, hey guys, good to see everybody. Hey, Hope, good to see you. Surgery. Stephanie, give me a roll call in there if you guys could. Also, guys, if you guys want to, there's a hype function. If you guys don't know the hype function, please go check that out. Hey, was Whitey in here? I didn't see her. Yeah, I think I did a minute ago. Stephanie, Hope, good to see everybody in there, guys. Okay, so I like to show you guys this particular sunspot model. So what are we looking at here? Well, this is a big area, right? That's large. You can probably fit, oh gosh, 10, 30 Earths inside that. That's how big that these sunspots are. But there's two groupings. Now, I'm not sure if they're named two separate groupings. There's just, you know, they're there. They have a positive and a negative and a positive and a negative. And why I'm saying this is because they're intermixing. So, and I want you guys to see the progression of what's happening here. Also, any of these, the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. That's just that simple. You know, I showed you guys one about 4 or 5 months ago that there was no sunspot at all right here. The sunspot just completely grew to about this size and fired off a huge CME within like 6 hours. It was crazy. But it happens that way sometimes, guys. And, you know, the magnetic pole shift on the sun, roughly about every 11 years, is a driver of these sunspots. Because you get those magnetic field lines in there and they kink. And when they kink, they poke up. Because when the sun cycle resets, it's vertical. All the magnetic field lines on the sun go vertical. And because of the rotation, they slowly through the 11-year process start to do this. Okay? And then eventually, right before it flips, they're almost all horizontal. Okay? So, I'll just say that. And, you know, I don't know if Axe and Nacho are having any issues up there. They live in Canada, guys. So, maybe some prayers for everybody up there. But get up there and check out their channel, too. They're awesome. It's fun. It's fun up there. They play a lot of music. You ever check out Renaissance Man, too, Mark Pyers. We used to go there all the time, and, you know, yeah, it's been a while. Mark's my brother, though, so just keep that in mind. Brother from another mother, I should, I guess, clarify there. Okay, so this is the Canadian wildfire current map here. I'm just going to play it. This is 2 days. And you're going to see how that this thing just kind of, right, just kind of moves back and forth. This is the smoke forecast. This is a really cool tool. I love it. All right. Thanks, Wise Jim, for that. All right, so you got red, blue, green, and then you got this orange color, right? So they mark it. This one's out of control, and look, now we got one on the border that's out of control. And this is why we're having, I would imagine Adam is having a lot of issues out here, guys, with smoke in the air. I guarantee you he's noticing it. That's Marfugal, for those that haven't been to my channel before, because I say his name every time. But you know, I'm in Indiana, right? So any of this stuff down here, see what's happening here? Do you see how the smoke reached down? See, watch this, and then it siphons back up. Why is it doing that, right? Well, it's the wind currents. That's how that smoke is driven. So it gets up there kind of high, and this is near surface smoke forecast. Okay, so we're not like looking way up in our atmosphere to see this. This stuff is on the ground. Okay, now let me zoom in here. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's like a warning, I guess. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything there. Well, is it that color right there? It is. So okay, I see. So they probably issued some warnings and watches up here, is what that is. So, but yeah, so we can do this. It's not going to show us anything over there because this is a Canadian model. And watch, it even stops down here. See that hard line? They don't report on anything, further south than that. But I guess I could throw this, put this link in the chat for you guys if you guys want to check it out. I know, I thought it was cool. I just found this today, just so you know. So there's the link for this right here if you guys want to go check that out. I highly encourage you to. But just remember that this smoke gets down here. Plus, we always have dust from the Sahara or off of Africa. Every year, it migrates across. It affects our hurricanes. And when it's really bad, it actually, because the trade winds will pick up sand from the desert up here, and it filters it in. We actually, again, here in Indiana, we'll get Sahara dust. And sometimes it's worse than others. But, yeah. So, let me pause that. All right. Okay. Hey, Carol. Good to see everybody. Gary, what's up, brother? All right. So, now, let's go ahead and earthquakes. Not a whole lot going on. Ron is the man. He's here. I think he was in here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. But good to see you, Ron. Guys, get over and check him out. That's Emergency Management Associates. I talk about him all the time, too. He does a great job doing all kinds of content. He's the earthquake guy, too. And prepper and all that. So, yeah. Get over and check out his channel. That just happened right there off of Costa Rica. That's why it was red, for those that don't know. So we don't have really anything that just happened immediately, but check this one out. I mean, we see it from time to time up here. I mean, it's not like but it is a rare earthquake. It's not something we would expect to see every time we look at this map. Okay? So, I'll just say that. But, so, to recap for you guys, we got this radiation storm. If we have any more eruptions, especially over here, it could continue this radiation storm, and it could get more intense. Okay? Go back here. Now, this is the helium, the ionized helium. It's the 304 angstrom, and it shows the filaments. Watch up here. I forgot to show you. That was yesterday, that one there. But look at that. See that? That right there that's a big filament, guys. I mean, like, big. But this one here is the one I think we need to be watching. Okay, see how it already fired too? Look over here, you can see, and this is all magnetically driven. What you're seeing here is highly charged particles traveling on a magnetic field line. Okay? So with that happening, again, take it for what it's worth, but yeah. So and that tried to leave, but the gravity and the magnetics from the sun recaptured that plasma. Some of it probably was able to leave, but so if we're looking at this and this thing fires, look what's next to this thing now. This dark shadowed area, that's one of those big filaments, guys. It's laying in the atmosphere of the sun. So if this thing destabilizes and has a flare, it could cause this big huge filament just to rip off the sun. And it happens often. Look at this one. Now I know if you guys are looking on your phone, it might be hard to see. I apologize. I can't do much about that really. I got this thing zoomed in pretty good. So, but this is definitely an Earth strike zone. I think if we're going to be looking at stuff that could impact Earth, this is probably the biggest one. And again, anything firing over here could cross our interplanetary magnetic field line, right? And it could cause our radiation storms to go up. All right? So, yeah. So NASA and NOAA, they both agree right now that this thing is going to hit. It's going to hit roughly about the same time on both models. So, yeah. So that's what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. When I do my show tomorrow, we'll go over this again. And if we do, now remember, this is all UTC time. Okay? So if something happens, like this right here is 9 o'clock, 6 to 9 UTC time. What that means is if you're on the East Coast, that's about, oh man, 4 in the morning at the latest, and 1 in the morning, or let's see here, 2 in the morning at the earliest. Okay? Now they give themselves a plus or minus like 7 hours over here for their forecasting. So it could be outside of that. It could be here. It could start down here. Right? So, anyway. That is what we got. Hey, Rick, good to see you. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Wise Jen. Deborah, what's crack-a-lackin'? Okay. So, once again, I'm gonna leave that right there for you guys. And I am going to, alright. Hey, Callie. Yes, I forgot to mention Adam. Thank you for saying that, guys. Guys, please read that right there. Thanks, Callie, for mentioning that. Adam has a friend that is in pretty bad shape right now. So please keep him and his family in your prayers. Adam was very upset, and yeah, I would be too. So, but he can use prayers and whatever you do to send positive stuff his way, guys. I mean, you know, those of us out here on the internet, that's pretty much the best thing that we can do to help. You know, I wish that I could live closer to the people that I work with here on YouTube, because me and Jammer have actually met. He lives in the northern part of my state, and he came down and actually came to my city, believe it or not, to visit somebody, and we met up. So yeah, he's a good dude. He's having some issues too. Prayers for him too. You know, as we start getting older, guys, I mean, things just happen, you know. But it is what it is. Thank you, Callie, for mentioning that, though. It really does help. Okay, back at you, Callie. Back at you. Hey, Angel Wings, Stephanie, good to see you. Mary, Rick Sanchez. I'm trying to. Okay, there's Jan. Hey, Jan. There's Miss, guys. Get over and check out Miss channel. Wise Jim, what's happening, girl? Thank you. Hope, what's up, Hope? Between the dreams, baby. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Carrington. Hey, brother. Hey, I have not had a chance to look at my email yet, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know me and you were talking in the background and stuff, so I want to let you know that I'm not ignoring you. I just have not had a chance to look yet. So I'll look here tonight, and I did email you back, but I haven't looked at if he responded. I think he responded though, so I'll go take a look at that here in a little while, and I'll email you. Okay. Anyway, guys, I got something pretty exciting happening here, but yeah, so get over and check out Carrington app too, guys. Go check him out. He's on the Play Store. So, and it's a sun map basically. Well, there's a lot more to it than that. Don't let me like say it like that. It issues, you know, alerts and stuff. And Carrington app is a good app, guys. When we have CMEs and anything dealing with the sun, he's done a lot of great work over there on that thing. Okay, and I'll be going more into detail about that later on. So, but anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and pop off. I will see you guys tomorrow. Look, I'm going to post. Well, what was that? Anyway, I will post members only tomorrow. If you guys have any suggestion of the time that you guys want to do it, let me know now. Okay? I'll stick around for like 15 or 20 seconds here before I run my outro, and we'll do it that way. Okay? Hey Karen, good to see you. Good night. Sanchez. There's Karen. There's Carrington. Stephanie. Yep, that's Todd. I usually don't say their names unless somebody else does first, because some people don't like me to use their names. That's the only reason why I don't do that. Anyway. But with Stephanie saying it, I'm okay to say it because he probably doesn't care. So, yeah. Exactly. Prayers for everybody. So, I tell you what. I'll give you guys an hour to come back. Leave me a comment. Okay? Leave me a comment under this video, and I'll go look at it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, guys? I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing a regular live stream, and we are going to do a members only. So, remember that, guys. All right? God bless. Yahusha saves. And as you know it, you can drink this Kool-Aid.